These are the top 5 wheels in the history of Magic the Gathering. We're talking about parallel effects where all players discard their hands and then draw up to 7 cards. There are some cards that we're going to draw a little bit less than 7, but pretty close. So let's count down the actual top 5. I just posted part 1, numbers 10 through 6. We ended number 6 on Echo of Eons, so let's get to the top 5. Coming in number 5, we've got Time Spiral. Blue 4 for a sorcery. Remove Time Spiral from the game. Each player shuffles their library into their graveyard and then draws 7 cards. You untap 6 lands. So it's literally just Time Twister for 6 that exiles itself. Now this card is probably less powerful and less played than some other cards. However, there was a time when Time Spiral was referred to as the most powerful Magic card of all time. There's a lot to like about this card. The fact that it untaps 6 lands is pretty crazy and just allows for an insane turn. Very powerful. Not played in Commander as much as I would expect, but still really good. Number 4, we're going Windfall. Blue 2 for a sorcery. Each player discards their hand, then draws cards equal to the greatest number of cards a player discarded this way. This is the one card that kind of breaks the parallel 7 and 7 rule. However, it's super powerful. People play this card pretty frequently, probably almost as frequently as the classic wheel itself. I would say it's the other most commonly played one and can be used to great effect. However, it also can be very ineffective if somebody just, doesn't have a lot of cards in hand when you cast Windfall. However, the fact that it's cheap and can be even cheaper with cost reductions makes Windfall very good. I know you guys are going to fight me on this, but I'm putting Memory Jar ahead of Windfall. It's 5 colorless for an artifact that you can tap to sacrifice. Each player exiles their hands face down and then draws 7 at the beginning of the next end step. Each player discards those cards and returns their original hand to their hand. This card was like emergency banned in Standard way back in the day, so it has a lot of pedigree. In some ways, it's the most famous banning of all time. It's not as powerful in Commander, where wheels are the most powerful, but I do play Memory Jar to great effect. Resolve this with like a Volgaboth in play, and it's like a draw 21. Memory Jar is nuts. Be sure to hit that follow button if you guys like top 5s, top 10s. I do a lot of them. Let's get to the top 2. Number 2 is Wheel of Fortune, red 2. Each player discards their hand, and each player draws 7. The list is literally named after Wheel of Fortune, and if not for the slightly more powerful, infinitely more expensive card that is number 1 on the list, this would just be number 1. Again, you get to this part of the list, and it's like I don't really have to explain why Wheel of Fortune is good. I know I've seen some people say that they don't think wheel effects are as powerful as they maybe once were because there's so much optionality that your opponents get by drawing 7, but Wheel of Fortune is very powerful. And finally, of course, Time Twister, the only legal piece of Power 9 in the Commander format. Blue 2, each player shuffles their graveyard and hand into their library and draws 7 cards. It's simple, it's elegant, it's clean, it's the other classic effect that so many of these effects are based on. I don't own one of these. Someday, maybe, the dream, I would hope. But incredibly iconic card, and Time Twister is the number 1 wheel of all time. Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? Let me know below in the comments. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one.